Bandeham Shigaro Shiyata Parakamalam Shigurun Vaishnavam Sya Shirupam Sagrajatam Saganaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shirana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishkam Vitam Sya Om Jnana Timaranda Shagana Chana Shilakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namah Gorva Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shirupa Patanugam Govindabidam Ujwalam Bharatanam Bhaktiyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Premna Vibija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchandavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadakavaranam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Mandetam Shubhanam Madhika Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Vanshakopatarubyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad, and this is Adi-lila, chapter 17, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in his youth. So I'll begin with verse number 227. 227. Okay. Ekdin Srivasara Mandire Gosai Nityananda Sanghe Nitya Kore Duibai. One day the two brothers, Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, were dancing in the holy house of Srivas Thakur. Srivas Putra Tahan Hoila Paralok Tabu Srivasara Chitte Na Janmila Shok. At that time, a calamity took place. Srivas Thakur's son died, yet Srivas Thakur was not at all sorry. Mrita Putra Mukhe Koila Kyanera Katan Apane Duibai Hoila Srivas Nandan. Well, actually, what it says, at that time, Srivas Thakur's son passed away, but Srivas Thakur was not lamenting. Mritaputra Mukhe Koila Gyanera Katan Apane Duibai Hoila Srivas Nandan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu caused the dead son to speak about knowledge, and then the two brothers personally became the sons of Srivas Thakur. This incident is described as follows by Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur in his Amrita Pravahabhasha. One night while Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing with his devotees at the house of Srivas Thakur, one of Srivas Thakur's sons, who was suffering from some disease, died. Srivas Thakur was so patient, however, that he did not allow anyone to express sorrow by crying, for he did not want the kirtan going on at his house to be disturbed. This kirtan continued without a sound of lamentation, but when the kirtan was over, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who could understand the incident, declared, "There must have been some calamity in this house." When he was then informed about the death of Srivas Thakur's son, he expressed his regret, saying, "Why was this news not given to me before?" He went to the place where the son was lying dead and asked him, "My dear boy, why are you leaving the house of Srivas Thakur?" The dead son immediately replied, "I was living in this house as long as I was destined to live here. Now that the time is over, I am going elsewhere according to your direction. I'm your eternal servant, a dependent living being. I must act according to your desire. Beyond your desire, I cannot do anything. I have no such power." Hearing these words of the dead son, all the members of Srivas Thakur's family received transcendental knowledge. Thus there was no cause for lamentation. This transcendental knowledge is described in the Bhagavad Gita, tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuyanti. When someone dies, he accepts another body. Therefore, sober persons do not lament. After the discourse between the dead boy and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, funeral ceremonies were performed, and Lord Chaitanya assured Srivas Thakur, "You have lost one son, but Nityananda Prabhu and I am your eternal sons. We shall never be able to give up your company." This is an instance of a transcendental relationship with Krishna. We have eternal transcendental relationships with Krishna as his servants, friends, fathers, sons, or conjugal lovers. When the same relationships are pervertedly reflected in this material world, we have relationships as the sons, fathers, friends, lovers, masters, or servants of others. But all these relationships are subject to termination within a definite period. If we revive our relationship with Krishna, however, by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our eternal relationship will never break to cause our lamentation. Tabita korila sab bhakti baradan uchishta divya narayanir korila saman. Thereafter the Lord charitably bestowed his benediction upon all his devotees. He gave the remnants of his food to Narayani, showing her special respect. Narayani was a niece of Srivas Thakur, and later she became the mother of Srila Vrindaban Thakur. In this connection, the Sahajiyas cite a malicious story that after eating the remnants of Lord Chaitanya's food, Narayani became pregnant and gave birth to Vrindaban Thakur. The rascal Sahajiyas may manufacture such false statements, but no one should believe them because they are motivated by enmity against the Vaishnavas. Srivasar Bastra Shinye Darajit Javan Prabhutare Nijarup Koraila Darshan. There was a tailor who was a Muslim but was sewing garments for Srivas Thakur. The Lord, being merciful to him, showed him his own form. Dekinu bole hoila pagal preminitya kore hoila Vaishnava agal. Saying, I have seen, and dancing in ecstatic love as though mad, he became a first-class Vaishnava. There was a Muslim tailor near the house of Srivas Thakur who used to sew the garments of the family. One day he was very pleased with the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, he was enchanted. The Lord, understanding his attitude, showed him his original form as Krishna. The tailor then began to dance, saying, I have seen. He became absorbed in ecstatic love and began to dance with Lord Chaitanya. Thus he became one of the foremost Vaishnava adherents of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aveshete Srivase Prabhu Vamshita Magila Srivas Kohe Vamshita Omar Gopi Harinila. In ecstasy, the Lord asked Srivas Thakur to deliver his flute, but Srivas Thakur replied, Your flute has been stolen away by the gopis. Shuni Prabhu Bobo Bolena Aveshe Srivas Varnena Vrindavana Lila Rase. Hearing this reply, the Lord said in ecstasy, Go on talking. Thus Srivas described the transcendental mellows of the pastimes of Sri Vrindavan. Pratamete Vrindavana Madhurya Varnila Shunya Prabhu Chite Ananda Barila. In the beginning, Srivas Thakur described the transcendental sweetness of Vrindavan's pastimes. Hearing this, the Lord felt great and increasing jubilation in his heart. Tabe bol Prabhu, bole bar puna puna, kohe Srivas, korea vishtar. Thereafter, the Lord again and again asked him, Speak on. Thus, Srivas again and again described the pastimes of Vrindavan, vividly expanding them. Bamshi Badye Gopiganer Bane Akarshan Tasabar Sange Jaiche Mana Vitaran. Srivas Thakur extensively explained how the gopis were attracted to the forest of Vrindaban by the vibration of Krishna's flute and how they wandered together in the forest. Tahe Madhye Chai Ritu Lilara Varnan Madhupan Rahotsava Jal Kilikatan. Srivas Pandit narrated all the pastimes enacted during the six changing seasons. He described the drinking of honey, the celebration of the rasa dance, the swimming in the Jamuna, and other such incidents. Bol bol bole Prabhu Shunite Ula Srivas Kohen Tabe Rasa Rasera Vilas. When the Lord, hearing with great pleasure, said, "Go on speaking, Srivas Thakur described the Adi-lila dance, which is filled with transcendental mellows. Kohite Shunite Aiche Prata Kalahoila Prabhu Srivas Ere Toshi Alingana Koila. As the Lord thus requested and Srivas Thakur spoke, the morning appeared and the Lord embraced Srivas Thakur and satisfied him. Tabe Acharya Gare Koila Krishna Lila Rukmini Swarup Prabhu Apane Hoila. Thereafter, a dramatization of Krishna's pastimes was performed in the house of Sri Chandrasekharacharya. The Lord personally took the part of Rukmini, the foremost of Krishna's queens. Kabu Durga Lakshmi Hoy, Kabu Vachid Shakti, Kate Bashi, Bhaktagane, Dila Prema Bhakti. The Lord sometimes took the part of Goddess Durga, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, or the chief potency, Yogamaya. Sitting on a cot, he delivered love of Godhead to all the devotees present. Ekdin Mahaprabhur Nrityavasane, Ek Brahmaniyashi Dorila Charane. One day when Srivas Thakur had finished his dancing, a woman, the wife of a Brahmin, came there and caught hold of his lotus feet. Charanera Duli Se Loy Barbar Dekia Prabhur Duk Hoila Par. As she took the dust of his lotus feet again and again, the Lord became unlimitedly unhappy. Sekane Daya Prabhu Gangate Padila Nityananda Haridas Dori Utaila immediately ran to the river Ganges and jumped in to counter the sinful activities of that woman. Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur caught him and raised him from the river. Vijaya Charjara Gare Se Ratre Rohila Pratakale Bhakta Save Gore Loya Gela. That night the Lord stayed at the house of Vijayacharya. In the morning the Lord took all his devotees and returned home. Ekdin Gopi Bhave Grihete Basiya Gopi Gopi Namaloy Vishana Hoya. One day the Lord, in the ecstasy of the gopis, was sitting in his house. Very morose in separation, he was calling Gopi Gopi. Ek Padu Yaila Prabhu Ke Dekite Gopi Gopi Nama Shune Lagila Bolite. A student who came to see the Lord was astonished that the Lord was chanting Gopi Gopi. Thus he spoke as follows. Krishna Nam Na Lao Kene Krishna Nam Danya Gopi Gopi Bolite Ba Kiba Hoy Punya. Why are you chanting the names Gopi Gopi instead of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which is so glorious? What pious result will you achieve by such chanting? Shuni Prabhu Krode Koila Krishna Dosha Gar Tengaloya Utila Prabhu Paruya Maribar. Hearing this foolish student, the Lord became greatly angry and rebuked Lord Krishna in various ways. Taking up a stick, he rose to strike the student. Baye palai paduya prabhu pache pachedai aste byaste bhaktagan prabhure rahai. The student ran away in fear and the Lord followed him, but somehow or other the student checked the Lord. Prabhure shantakore anila nijagare paduya palaya gela paduya sabare. The devotees pacified the Lord and brought him home, and the student ran away to an assembly of other students. Paduya sahasra jahan pare ektai prabhura vritanta dvija kahetai jai. The Brahmin student ran to a place where 1,000 students were studying together. There, he described the incident to them. Shuni kroda hoila sab parujaragan sabe mele koretabe prabhura nindan. Hearing of the incident, all the students became greatly angry and joined together in criticizing the Lord. Sabdesh prasta koila ekala nimai Ramana marite chahe dharma bayanai. Nimai Pandit alone has spoiled the entire country, they accused. He wants to strike a caste Brahmin. He has no fear of religious principles. Punajadi aiche kore mariba tahare konba manusha hoy ki korite pare. If he again performs such an atrocious act, certainly we shall retaliate and strike him in turn. What kind of important person is he that he can check us in this way? Prabhur nindaya sabar bude hoilanash supatita vidya karona hoy prakash. When all the students thus resolved criticizing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, their intelligence was spoiled. Thus, although they were learned scholars, because of this offense, the essence of knowledge was not manifest in them. Tatapi dumbika paduya namra nahi hoy jahantahan prabhur ninda hase se karai. But the proud student community did not become submissive. On the contrary, the students spoke of the incident anywhere and everywhere. In a laughing manner, they criticized the Lord. Sarvagya gosai jani sabar durgati gareba se chinteta sabara avyahati. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being omniscient, could understand the degradation of these students. Thus he sat at home contemplating how to rescue them. Jata Adyapaka Tara Sishyagan Dharmi Karmi Taponishta Nindaka Durjan. All the so-called professors and students and their students, all the so-called professors and scientists and their students generally follow the regular principles of religion, fruit of activity and austerities, the Lord thought. Yet at the same time, they are blasphemers and rogues. Esab mor ninda aparad hoite amina lao jaile bhakti na pare loite. If I do not induce them to take the devotional service because of committing the offense of blasphemy, none of these people will be able to take to it. Nistarite ailama ami hoila viparita esab durjanera kaiche hoibeka hita. I have come to deliver all the fallen souls, but now just the opposite has happened. How can these rogues be delivered? How may they be benefited? Amake pranate kore hoy papakoi tabese ihare bhakti lao jaile loy. If these rogues offer me obeisances, the reactions of their sinful activities will be nullified. Then if I induce them, they will take to devotional service. Morenenda Korejay Nakore Namaskar Esab Jivere Avasya Koriba Udar. I must certainly deliver all these fallen souls who blaspheme me and do not offer me obeisances. Ateva Avashyami Sannyas Koriba Sannyasi Budya Himore Pranata Hoiba. I shall accept the sannyas order of life, for thus people will offer me their obeisances, thinking of me as a member of the renounced order. Pranatite habe ihar aparada koi nirmala ridaye bhakti koriba udoy. Offering obeisances will relieve them of all reactions to their offenses. Then, by my grace, devotional service, bhakti, will awaken in their pure hearts. Esa pashandir tabe hoy benishtar arakonu pai nahi ejuktisar. All the unfaithful rogues of this world can be delivered by this process. There is no alternative. This is the essence of the argument. Edrita jukti kore prabhu achegare keshav bharati aila nadia nagare. After coming to this firm conclusion, the Lord continued to stay at his home. In the meantime, Keshav Bharati came to the town of Nadia. Prabhu tare namaskare koila nimantran bika koraya tare koila nivedan. The Lord offered him respectful obeisances and invited him to his house. After feeding him sumptuously, he submitted to him his petition. Tumita Ishvara Bhata Sakat Narayan Kripa Kore Kora Mora Samsara Mochan. Sir, you are directly Narayan, therefore please be merciful unto me, deliver me from this material bondage. Bharati Kohen Tumi Ishvara Antarjami Jai Karaha Se Koriba Swatantra Nahiyami. Keshav Bharati replied to the Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul. I must do whatever you cause me to do. I am not independent of you. Etaboli Bharati Gosai Kato Jate Gela Mahaprabhu Taha Jai Sannyas Korila. After saying this, Keshav Bharati, the spiritual master, went back to his village, Katwa. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there and accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas. Sangye Nityananda Chandrasekhar Acharya Mukunda Datta 18 Koila Sarvakarya. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas, 3 personalities were with him to perform all the necessary activities. They were Nityananda Prabhu, Chandrasekhar Acharya, and Mukunda Datta. Adi-lila koila sutraganan vistare barnila iha dasha Vrindaban. Thus I have summarized the incidents of the Adi-lila. Srila Vrindaban Das Thakur. Thus I have described the incidents of the Adi-lila. Srila Vrindaban Das Thakur has described them elaborately in his Chaitanya-bhagavat. Yashoda Nandana Hoila Sachira Nandan Chaturvida Bhakta Bhava Kore Aswadan. The same Supreme Personality of Godhead who appeared as the son of Mother Yashoda has now appeared as the son of Mother Sachi, relishing 4 kinds of devotional activities. Servitude, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the basis of the 4 kinds of devotional activities. In Shanta, the marginal stage of devotional service, there is no activity. But above the Shanta humor are servitude, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love, which represent the gradual growth of devotional service to higher and higher platforms. Swamadhurya Radha Prema Rasa Ashwadite Radha Bhava Angi Kori Jache Balomate. To taste the mellows of Srimati Radharani's loving affairs in her relationship with Krishna, and to understand the reservoir of pleasure in Krishna, Krishna himself, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the mood of Radharani. In this connection, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya, Sri Gaurasundar is Krishna himself with the attitude of Srimati Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never gave up the attitude of the gopis. He remained everlastingly predominated by Krishna and never accepted the part of the predominator by imitating conjugal love with an ordinary woman, as sahajas generally do. He never placed himself in the position of a debauchee, lusty materialist, like the members of the Sahaja Sampradaya hanker after women, even others' wives. But when they try to ascribe the responsibility for their lusty activities to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they become offenders to Swarup Damodar and Srila Vrindaban Thakur. In Sri Chaitanya-bhagavat, Adikanda, chapter 15, it is said, Sabe para stira prati nahi parehas strideki dure prabhu hoyena ekpash. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never even joked with others' wives. As soon as he saw a woman coming, he would immediately give her ample room to pass without talking. He was extremely strict regarding the association of women. The Sahajas, however, opposed as followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although they indulged in lusty affairs with women. In his youth, Lord Chaitanya was very humorous with everyone, but he never joked with any woman, nor in this incarnation did he talk about women. The Gauranga Nagari party is not approved by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Vrindaban Das Thakur. Even though one may offer all kinds of prayers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one should strictly avoid worshipping him as the Gauranga Nagar. The personal behavior of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the verses written by Srila Vrindaban Das Thakur have completely repudiated the lusty desires of the Gauranga Nagaris. Gopi Baba Jate Prabhu Darijache Ekanta Brajendra Nandane Mane Apanara Kanta. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the mood of the gopis, who accept Brajendra Nandana, Sri Krishna, as their lover. Gopikara Bhaver E Sudrita Nisjoy Brajendra Nandana Bina Anyatra Nahoy. It is firmly concluded that the ecstatic mood of the gopis is possible only before Krishna and no one else. Shama Sundara Shiti Picha Gunja Vibhushan Gopi Vesh Tribangima Murali Vadan. He has a blue. It is firmly concluded the ecstatic mood of the gopis is possible only before Krishna and no one else. He has a bluish complexion, a peacock feather on his head, a kuncha garland, and the decorations of a cowherd boy. His body is curved in 3 places, and he holds a flute to his mouth. Iha chadi Krishna chadi hoy anyakar gopikara baba nahi jai nikata tahar. If Lord Krishna gives up his original form and assumes another Vishnu form, nearness to him cannot invoke the ecstatic mood of the gopis. Gopinam Pashupendra Nandana Jusha Bhavashya Kastam Kriti Vigyatam Kamate Duruha Paravi Sanchirina Prakriyam Avesh Kurvati Vaishnavim Api Tanum Tasmin Uja Jishnubir Yasam hanta chaturbir adbhuta ruchim ragodaya kunchati. Once Lord Shri Krishna playfully manifested himself as Narayan with 4 victorious hands in a very beautiful form. When the gopis saw this exalted form, however, their ecstatic feelings were crippled. Even a learned scholar, therefore, cannot understand the gopis' ecstatic feelings, which are firmly fixed upon the original form of Lord Krishna as the son of Nanda Maharaj. The wonderful feelings of the gopis in ecstatic Parama Ras with Krishna constitute the greatest mystery in spiritual life. Basanta Kale Rasa Lila Kore Govardhane Antardana Koila Sanketa Kore Radhasane. During the season of springtime, when the rasa dance was going on, suddenly Krishna disappeared from the scene, indicating that he wanted to be alone with Srimati Radharani. Nibrita Nikunjevasi Deki Radharabat Anveshite Ailatahan Gopikarabat. Nibrita Nikunjevasi Deki Radharabat Anveshite Ailatahan Gopikaratat. Krishna was sitting in a solitary bush waiting for Srimati Radharani to pass. But while he was searching, the gopis arrived there like a phalanx of soldiers. Durahoite Krishnadeki Bole Gopigan Edeka Kunchara Bitar Brajendra Nandan. Just see, the gopis said, sing Krishna from a distant place. Here within a bush is Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Gopigan Deki Krishna Hoilas Sadvas Lukaite Narila Bhaye Hoila Vibas. As soon as Krishna saw all the gopis, he was struck with emotion. Thus he could not hide himself, and out of fear he became motionless. Chaturbhuja Murti Dari Achena Basya Krishna Deki Gopikohe Nikate Asya. Krishna assumed his forearm Narayan form and sat there. When all the gopis came, they looked at him and spoke as follows. Ihon Krishna Nahi Ihon Narayana Murti Eta Bole Tare Gabe Kore Nati Stuti. He is not Krishna. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan. After saying this, they offered obeisances and the following respectful prayers. Nama Narayana Deva Koraha Prasad Krishna Sangha Deho Mora Uchaha Vishad. O Lord Narayan, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Kindly be merciful to us. Give us the association of Krishna and thus vanquish our lamentation. Etaboli namaskore Gela Gopigan Hinakale Radhase Dila Darshan. After saying this and offering obeisances, all the gopis disappeared. Then Srimati Radharani came and appeared before Lord Krishna. Radhadeki Krishna Tare Hashya Korite. Radhadeki Krishna Tare Hashya Korite Se Chatur Bhuja Murti Chahena Rakite. When Lord Krishna saw Radharani, he wanted to maintain the forearm form to joke with her. Lukaila Dui Bhuja Radhar Agrete Bahujatna Koila Krishna Narila Rakite. In front of Srimati Radharani, however, Sri Krishna had to hide the 2 extra arms. He tried his best to keep 4 arms before her, but he was completely unable to do so. Radhara Vishuddha Bhaver Achintya Prabhav Jai Krishnare Koraila Dui Bhuja Swabhav. The influence of Radharani's pure ecstasy is so inconceivably great that it forced Krishna to come to his original 2-arm form. Rasaramba Vido Niliya Vasata Kunje Brigakshi Ganar Drishtam Gopayitum swam udara diya ya shushtu sundar shita pradhaya pranayasya hanta mahima yasya shriya rakshitum sa saksha prabhav vishnu napi harina nasit chatur bahuta. Prior to the rasa dance, Lord Krishna hid himself in a grove just to have fun. When the gopis came, their eyes resembling those of deer, by his sharp intelligence he exhibited his beautiful four-armed form to hide himself. But when Srimati Radharani came there, Krishna could not maintain his forearms in her presence. This is the wonderful glory of her love. Say Brajeshwara Ihan Jagannatha Pita, say Brajeshwara Ihan Sachi Devi Mata. Father Nanda, the king of Brajabhumi, is now Jagannath Mishra, the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mother Yashoda, the queen of Brajabhumi, is now Sachi Devi, Lord Chaitanya's mother. Say Nanda Shuta Ihan Chaitanya Gosai, say Baladeva Ihan Nityananda Bhai. The former son of Nanda Maharaj is now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the former Baladev, Krishna's brother, is now Nityananda Prabhu, the brother of Lord Chaitanya. Vatsalya Dasya Sakya Teen Bhavamoy, say Nityananda Krishna Chaitanya Sahai. Sri Nityananda Prabhu always feels ecstatic emotions of paternity, servitude, and friendship. He always assists Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that way. He always assumes the mood, always has the mood of Vatsalya Ras, Sakya Ras, and Dasya Ras. Vatsalya Dasya Sakya Teen Bhavamoy. Say Nityananda Krishna Chaitanya Sahai. Sri Nityananda Prabhu always feels ecstatic emotions of paternity, servitude, and friendship. He always assists Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that way. Prema Bhakti Diyateho Basala Jagate Tara Charitra Loke Naparibhujite. Sri Nityananda Prabhu overflooded the entire world by distributing transcendental loving service. No one can understand his character and activities. Advaita Charya Gosai Bhakta Avatar Krishna Avatariya Koila Bhaktira Prachar. Srila Advaita Charya Prabhu appeared as an incarnation of a devotee. He is in the category of Krishna, but he descended to this earth to propagate devotional service. Sakya Dasya Dui Bhava Sahajatahar Kabu Prabhu Korentare Guru Vyabhar. His natural emotions were always on the platform of Sakya, a friendship, and servitude, Dasya. But the Lord sometimes treated him as his spiritual master. Srivasadi Jata Mahaprabhu Bhaktagan Nija Nija Bhave Koran Chaitanya Sevan. All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, headed by Srivas Thakur, have their own emotional humors in which they render service unto him. Pandita Gosai Adi Jara Jay Ras Se Rase Prabhu Hanatarabas. Personal associates like Gadadhar Pandit, Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy, and the 6 Goswamis, headed by Rupa Goswami, are all situated in their respective transcendental humors. Thus the Lord submits to various positions and various transcendental mellows. Ihan Shama Vamshi Mukha Gopa Vilasi Ihan Gora Kabu Dvija Kabuta Sannyasi. So personal associates like Gadadhar Pandit, Swarup Damodar, Ramananda Roy, and the six Goswamis, headed by Rupa Goswami, are all situated in their respective transcendental humors. Thus the Lord submits to various positions and various transcendental mellows. Tihan Shama Vamshimuk Gopi Vilasi, Ihan Shama Vamshimuk Gopa Vilasi, Ihan Gora Kabu Dvija Kabu Tasanyasi. In Krishna-lila, the Lord's complexion is blackish. Holding a flute to his mouth, he enjoys as a cowherd boy. Now that the self-same person has appeared with a fair complexion, sometimes acting as a Brahman and sometimes accepting the renounced order of life. Ateva Pane Prabhu Gopi Bhav Dori Brajendra Nandana Kohe Prananata Kori. Therefore, the Lord himself, accepting the emotional ecstasy of the gopis, now addresses the son of Nanda Maharaj, O master of my life, O my dear husband. Say Krishna, say Gopi, Parama Viroda, Achintya Charitra Prabhur, Ati Sudor Boba. Say Krishna, say Gopi, Parama Viroda, Achintya Charitra Prabhur, Ati Sudor Boda. He is Krishna, yet he has accepted the mood of the gopis. How is it so? It is the inconceivable character of the Lord, which is very difficult to understand. Ite tarka kore keho nakora samshai Krishnara chintya shakti e mata hoy. One cannot understand the contradictions in Lord Chaitanya's character by putting forward mundane logic and arguments. Consequently, one should not maintain doubts in this connection. One should simply try to understand the inconceivable energy of Krishna. Otherwise, one cannot understand how such contradictions are possible. Achintyat Bhuta Krishna Chaitanya Vikar Chitra Bhava Chitra Guna Chitra Vyavahar. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are inconceivable and wonderful. His ecstasy is wonderful, his qualities are wonderful, and his behavior is wonderful. Tarka ihanahe mane jay Durachar, Kumbhi Pake Pachetara, Nahika Nistar. If one adheres to mundane arguments and therefore does not accept us, he will boil in the hell of Kumbhi Paka. For him, there is no deliverance. Kumbhi Paka, a type of hellish condition, is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein it is said that a person who cooks living birds and beasts to satisfy his tongue is brought before Yamaraj after death and punished in the Kumbhi Paka hell. There he is put into boiling oil called Kumbhi Paka, from which there is no deliverance. Kumbhi Paka is meant for persons who are unnecessarily envious. Those who are envious of the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are punished in that hellish condition. Achinta Kalu Jay Baba Natam Starkena Yojayet Prakriti Bhya Param Yacha Tad Achint Yashal Lakshanam. Anything transcendental to material nature is called inconceivable, whereas arguments are all mundane. Since mundane arguments cannot touch transcendental subject matters, one should not try to understand transcendental subjects through mundane arguments. Adbhuta Chaitanya-bhagavat Chahara Vishwas Sejan Jai Chaitanyera Parapash. Only a person who has firm faith in the wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can approach his lotus feet. Prasange Kohila E Siranterasar Iho Jai Shune Suda Bhakti Hoitar. In this discourse, I have explained the essence of the devotional conclusion. Anyone who hears this develops unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. Likita Grantera Jadi Kore Anuvad Tabese Grantera Artat Pai Asvad. If I repeat what is already written, I may thus relish the purpose of the scripture. Deki Grande Bhagavate Vyasara Achar Kata Kohi Anuvad Kore Barbai. We can see in the scripture Srimad Bhagavatam the conduct of its author, Sri Vyasadeva. After speaking the narration, he repeats it again and again. Tate Adi-lila Kore Paricheda Ganan Pratama Parichede Koilun Mangalacharan. Therefore I shall enumerate the chapters of the Adi-lila. In the first chapter, I offer obeisances to the spiritual master, for this is the beginning of auspicious writing. Tvatiya Parichede Chaitanya Tattva Nirupan Swayam Bhagavan Jai Brajendra Nandan. The second chapter explains the truth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda. Tehota Chaitanya Krishna Sachira Nandan Tritiya Parichede Jan Mera Samanya Karan. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself has now appeared as the son of Mother Sachi. The third chapter describes the general cause of his appearance. Tahin Madhye Premadan Visheshakaran Jugadharma Krishnanam Prema Pracharan. The third chapter specifically describes the distribution of love of God. It also describes the religion of the age, the Yuga Dharma, which is simply to distribute the holy name of Lord Krishna and propagate the process of loving him. Chaturte Kohilun Janmera Mula Prayojan Swamadhurya Premananda Rasa Aswadan. The fourth chapter describes the main reason for his appearance, which is to taste the mellows of his own transcendental loving service and his own sweetness. Panchame Sri Nityananda Tattva Nirupan Nityananda Hoila Rama Rohini Nandan. The fifth chapter describes the truth of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is none other than Balaram, the son of Rohini. Shashta Parichede Advaita Tatvera Vichar Advaita Charya Maha Vishnu Avatar. The sixth chapter considers the truth of Advaita Charya, who is an incarnation of Mahavishnu. Saptama Parichede Panchatat Tatvera Akyan Panchatattva Mili Jaiche Koila Premadan. The seventh chapter describes the Panchatattva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar and Shivas. They all combine together to distribute love of Godhead everywhere. Ashtame Chaitanya-lila Varnan Karana E Krishna Namer Maha Mahima Katan. The eighth chapter gives a reason for describing Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, and also describes the greatness of Lord Krishna's holy names. Navamete Bhakti Kalpa Brikara Marnan Sri Chaitanya Male Koila Brikad Aropan. The ninth chapter describes the desire tree of devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is the gardener who planted it. Dashamete Mula Skander Sakadi Ganan Sarva Sakka Ganer Jaiche Fala Vitaran. The 10th chapter describes the branches and sub-branches of the main trunk and the distribution of their fruits. Ekadashe Nityananda Sakka Vivaran Dwadashe Advaita Skanda Shakara Varnan. The 11th chapter describes the branch called Sri Nityananda Prabhu. The 12th branch describes the branch called Sri Advaita Prabhu. So all their followers and associates are given in these chapters. Trayodashe Mahaprabhu, or the prince. So maybe we can't describe everyone, but these are the branches of the Chaitanya tree, and they describe the sub-branches, the followers of Nityananda Prabhu, and also of Advaita Prabhu. Trayodashe Mahaprabhu, Janma Vivaran, Krishnanama Sahajache Prabhura Janam. The 13th chapter describes the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which took place with the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Chaturdase Adi-lila Kichu Vivaran, Panchadashe Poganda Lilar, Sankepik Katan. The 14th chapter gives some description of the Lord's childhood pastimes. The 15th briefly describes the Lord's boyhood pastimes. Shodasa Parichede Kaishara Lila Lilara Ude Saptadashe Jovana Lila Kohilon Vishesh. In the 16th chapter, I've indicated the pastimes of the Kaishore age prior to youth. In the 17th chapter, I have specifically described his youthful pastimes. A Saptadasha Prakar Adi-lila Prabandha Dwarasha Prabandha Tate Granta Mukhabandha. Thus there are 17 varieties of subjects in the first canto, which is known as the Adi-lila. 12 of these constitute the preface of this scripture. Pancha Prabande Pancha Rasara Charita Sankepe Kohilunate Nakoilun Vistrita. After the chapters of the preface, I have described 5 transcendental mellows in 5 chapters. I have described them very, very briefly rather than expansively. Vrindavan Dasiha Chaitanya Mangale Vistari Varnila Nityananda Agya Bole. By the order and strength of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Srila Vrindaban Das Thakur has elaborately described in his Chaitanya Mangal all that I have not. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Lila Adbhuta Ananta Brahma Shiva Sesha Jaranahi Pai Anta. The pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are wonderful and unlimited. Even personalities like Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Seshanaga cannot find their end. Jai Jai Amshakohe Shune Sedanya Achere Milibe Tare Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Anyone who describes or hears any part of this elaborate subject will very soon receive the causeless mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Dvaita Nityananda Srivas Gadadharadi Jata Bhakta Vrinda. Therefore the author again describes the Panchatattva. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas and all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Jata Jata Bhaktagan Vaishe Vrindavane Namra Hoya Shire Daron Sabaracharane. I offer my respectful obeisances to all the residents of Vrindaban. I wish to place their lotus feet on my head in great humbleness. Shri Swarup, Shri Rupa, Shri Sanatan, Shri Raghunath Dasha Ara, Shri Jiva Charan, Shire Dare Bandon Nitya Karon, Tara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas, Shri Swarup, Shri Rupa, Shri Sanatan, Shri Raghunath Das Ara, Shri Jiva Charan, Shri Dore Bandon Nitya Karon Tara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. I wish to place the lotus feet of the Goswamis on my head. Their names are Shri Swarup Damodar, Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatan Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, and Sri Jiva Goswami, placing their lotus feet on my head, always hoping to serve them, I Krishnadas narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, 17th chapter, describing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. End of the Adi-lila. Okay. So we've finished the Adi-lila, and the next reading will be beginning the Madhya-lila. So now, today is, you can check the calendar, I believe it's the disappearance day of Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Krishnadas Kaviraj. Can someone check the calendar? Just as Jayani lo prema dana Karuna prachu Jayani lo prema dana Karuna prachu Heno Prabhu Kota Gela Chaya Thakur Heno Prabhu Kota Gela Chaya Thakur Kaha Mora Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatan Kaha Mora Swarup Rupa Kaha Sanatan Kaha Rasa Raghunatha Patita Pavan Kaha Rasa Raghunatha Patita Pavan Kaha Mora Bhata Juga Kaha Kaviraj Kaha Mora Bhata Juga Kaha Kaviraj Eka Kale Kota Gela Gora Natara Eka Kale Kota Gela Gora Natara Pashane Kuti Mata Anale Bashivo Pashane Kuti Mata Anale Bashivo Goranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Babo Goranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Babo Se Sabha Sangira Sangye Je Koilo Bila Se Sabha Sangira Sangye Je Koilo Bila Se Sangana Paya Khande Narottam Hagan Se Sangana Paya Khande Narottam Hagan Se Sabha Sangira Sangye Je Koilo Bila Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Gandharvika Giridhara Jo Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Neri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishoredas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dash Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai. Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shri Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ram Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shrina Sringa Dev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Tirobhav Mahotsav Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhaktivedanta Janardan Maharaj